Good morning. Good morning. It's Saturday, September something 2022, about 17th, I think. Let me do something right now. You see this hat right there? You see that? It's lined with silver. Why do I have a hat lined with silver? Because the silver blocks the radio transmission, the radio frequencies, EMF, all that kind of thing. I got a shirt with the silver in it too, and I share that because it's important to understand that we're under constant attack. Silently, those who are truthers and those who are spiritual in contact with God on a daily, hourly, moment-to-moment basis, which I am. I constantly get message about whatever. I ask many things of God, and God's real. He lives within me. I'm going to talk about timelines, and I pray the Holy Ghost be upon me and upon you, that you might have a witness of truth in the things that I share. And I pray the spirit of prophecy and the spirit of revelation to be upon me as I discuss and talk about timelines. Now, I've mentioned this in other videos, but I kind of get sidetracked and talk about other things because there's so much that comes on my mind, and it's constantly on my mind. So before I get started, we're coming in. It's cool this morning. It's about 60. And these, this back part here starting to thin just a little bit. And that's okay. It's that time of year. But I'm going to take a walk and talk about the timelines of 2000, when the millennium came up. Okay, I've been awake since about, 1989 or something like that. And I woke up when the Spirit showed me that God is real, and there's light and dark energy, and we're all subject to be affected by it. I'm gonna walk through my woods here. Big old ant mound right here. Look at this thing right there. Look at that thing. I think I ticked them off because I couldn't walk any dang where in my yard without stepping on an ant mound up in that area, up in there. All that had, my dogs. But anyway, the timelines. In 2000, the millennium came up. I don't know if you remember. You may not be old enough to remember the great, the things that people were talking about. Oh my gosh, the computers can't handle the extra 2 digits. Something stupid like that. Truth of the matter was, they was trying to freak everybody out, get everybody, oh my Armageddon and all. And none of it happened. So we passed that marker, and it was quiet. That was to see if we'd kill each other, and we didn't, for the most part. So the timeline passed, and we were on a new timeline from 2000 to 2012, 12 years. Now, pay attention to the numbers, because God reveals everything in numerology. Everything is done according to His timing and what we desire in our consciousness. So here comes 2012, and this is when the Mayan calendars, they saw that time we didn't exist on this planet after 2012, December 21st. That marker came and went, and that was a big one. Okay, that was the marker that was supposed to be the beginning of a major world war, a nuclear and all that kind of thing, chemical and all that kind of thing. But the hearts and the minds of the people were more based. The consciousness was loving. We wanted to not have wars. Our governments wanted to have war. Those who ran the governments, because it generates income and it generates benefits for them and at our expense. So 2012 came and went. And that was a big one. That was the big one that Mayans didn't see past. So once we did pass that marker there, guess what we did? We entered a new phase of, let's see, a timeline phase. That was a hard change on the timeline. Okay, so we started rewriting history again. So here comes COVID. I'm going to say the whole word, COVID-19. All right. That was another significant planned marker that needed to come to pass. And it was 2021 now, last year. In 2021, that was the year that we was all supposed to just 2.4 billion people were supposed to start passing away. Now, a lot has, but nothing. 2021 was a timeline change. Let me just put it simply like that. We're in new, absolutely new, new territory. The potentials are incredible. The consciousness of the people, you and me, and all those who believe in the light and the dark, because they're real, their energy, their forces. And so now here we are in a new time period, and I desire peace. This is a period of timeline of manifestations, almost instantly, as you think it and believe in it, and the potentials are there for it, will come to pass. But somebody has to ask, somebody has to desire it and believe it. It takes energy to create energy, or to expand energy. That's a better definition, because you can't not create or destroy energy. It just converts from one form one form to another. That's important to understand too. Now the darkness is being expelled from the planet right now. However, as it expels its ugly head, it has and will for the next few years, the next 7 years. This is this is a prophecy. In the next 7 years, you're going to watch some ugly things going on this planet. You're going to hear about some ugly things, and it's not going to be pleasant to bear, but bear it we must, because it's being eradicated, okay? The authority that the dark ones, and I'm just going to call it that, those who desire the darkness, their authority to manipulate us and to entrance us by their uh, by their mantras and the things that, you know, they've hidden the truth from us about energy and how powerful we are as individuals. We are very, very powerful. One person believing and worshiping God, as you know, in worshiping in the light, is more powerful than 100 dark ones. Yeah, just take, I think, 1,000 dark ones, because they thrive on fear, the energy from fear, and creating it, and confusion. That's that's their world right there. Fear and confusion. If they can get it into our heads, oh man, I better, oh man, whatever, then they got power over you. Now they're going to still come after you, but I'm living out here in the middle of the country, and I'm telling you what, as soon as I got out here, next door here, a guy moved in from Baja, California, with his family. It's changed since they moved in 2.5 years ago. They moved in, and right away I started having problems with my connections. You know, he got things delivered to his house after he got settled in. He got things delivered, and it was every day. People coming in and out at all hours of the night. And my wife said, something's up. You know, I don't worry about a damn thing. You know, I don't. I do not worry about anything. And I said, no. And then she kept saying it, because she was getting the impression she's an empath, very sensitive to things. And I'm thankful for her. But anyway, so, you know, I, I just can't get it out. I said, okay, let me go take a look. As soon as I said that, you know, the energy was off her, it was on me, and I was awakened to who they are. You know, they appear as a nice family, and they got problems, and just like anybody else. But they kept coming and trying to interact with me and build a relationship. Next thing I know, this is a year after. All right, a year after them having, maybe a year and a half, having moved in and always making contact with me about, we, that's just pushing the agenda of friendship. And I'm friendly, I'm talking and all that, and it's great. But here's the thing: they're the wife, well, the wife, whose is no longer there, uh, a new wife is a new wife, huh? Well, I'll get to the episode here in just a minute. Let me switch my hand here a little bit. Oh, but anyway, so they suggesting things to me. Would you remove the plastic from? She said this. She said, remove the plastic, and I have plastic along the side of my home to keep water from draining under the house, and you should do the same thing. Water into the house is a bad thing. So I've got, long story short, I put a new vapor barrier under the house, and my 100-year-old home is like a new home underneath. Okay, but anyway, so they're suggesting these things, and I'm resisting all of it, and that's the key to dark energy. You resist all of it, and the frustrations that they try to send to you go back to them, and go back to them. They did, and then one day, sitting over here in my house, and this house is right. That's it right there. Okay. They got technology equipment delivered, and they monitor my phone, and they monitor everything that I do, but they can't interfere. Okay. That's how I know it's dark energy. They can't interfere. But anyway, so one day there's I guess they have a son who's kind of well, he's a little slower. He's a sweet boy, and I love him. His name is, I'm not going to say names, but anyway, he's a sweet boy and he's real nice. But all of a sudden there's no activity at this house, no activity, and the police show up and they arrest the father over there. Okay, they arrest him, put him in the back of the squad car, and I don't know what's going on yet. But then more cops show up. Yeah. So this is about a year ago or so now. Okay. And so here we got 3 or 4 cop cars, and they show up. And they tape the place off. Police line, do not cross. Right next door to my house. Right there. Okay. Right over here. All right. The police line was out in front, and I'm in the back. All right. And so they tape it off, so for hours, and so the coroner shows up. Coroner means somebody's died. Sure enough, So the coroner shows up, but he does not enter the property, and nobody's been in the property. They've taped it off, and everybody's out of the house, and the cops are sitting out front. What are they doing? They're waiting on instructions. The hierarchy, the dark ones, sent him and his family here to try to take me out. Why are they going to take me out? I'm a powerful being of light. My numbers, if you do numerology, and I'll get back to more of what's going on over there, but know who you are, okay? And I remember doing numbers as a kid. I was fascinated with dates and with who's born on what date and what does that date add up to. That kind of thing, that's numerology. I didn't know what it meant. I just had a desire to do it. And I didn't know nothing about timelines, and here I am, young man and all that. But my numbers, if you know anything about numerology, is your birth date and your first name. You add those letters up, like a D is 4, A, B, C, D, that's 4. So you add up the letters to your first name. And then you add up the numbers of your birth date. And if you come up to like my birth date adds up to 11. 11. What does that mean? Well, when you have a double digit finality, okay, then that means you've had previous lives. If you've mastered things, I've mastered enlightenment, or me as a person, I'm fallible and I fall well short, but my past lives, I have mastered that. And my name I get 22. That's duality, okay? I've mastered that. That means I've had thousands of lives in this corporeal. I keep getting born again, like you do. Some people have been born since the beginning many, many, many times, and I'm one of those. God revealed to me that I haven't been born 1,000 times. Okay, enough about that. I'm still just a guy, okay? I know that. But it's no, my point is know who you are. So now once I understood that, it's funny the how God will send you a little taste of additional truth that you never read, heard, or felt anywhere in your existence that you can recall. But what it does, it taps into your akashic memory, the memory of your previous lives. Your DNA has everything recorded, by the way. The DNA is definitely from God, and it records everything of all your life since you've always been here on this planet, on this timeline. We're on the final one, and I'm getting back to the message, okay? So bear with me. But important to know who you are and to not fear. And I don't. So, but anyway, got a little itch. But there's a lot more to it. But anyway, I'm finished up with that story. So they they're sitting out their corner, sitting out front, okay? And all of a sudden, after about 5, 6 hours, nobody there, and it's about just about dark. They come up, they take the tapes down, and drive away. They don't go back in the house. They don't do nothing. They receive word. Leave them be. And so the woman who was his wife, she had tried to kill her son. She cut his throat right there. Okay? And he looked like he was dead, blood everywhere in there. Okay? It was bad. Well, they went ahead and pulled the tape up, and she was gone. And then she's over at a mental hospital, and no charges other than something for her to get her out of there. Guess who shows up? Within 2 weeks, another wife shows up to watch things. Well, when he said to watch things, and I'm talking about the man, watch me. 'Cause I got him living way down there, and I got him living way down there. New properties built since I moved out here, and I've confronted them right out here. I've talked with them, and I feel their energy. They know who I am. Okay, these are these are the Masons and Draconians, but they cannot interfere. They cannot. I'm going to end up taking them all out by God's power, light. I won't have to lift a finger. I've already eradicated 2. Okay, and I didn't do nothing. I stood my ground. I stood on truth and light, and that's my whole point. You have nothing to fear. The timeline is on one of light. The earth is ascending. The second coming of Christ is going on right now. It's a consciousness awareness. But for the next 7 years, till 2030, okay, for the next 7 years, right when it hits about 2030, we're going to see some significant changes in in the skies and the governments, the countries, and all that. So it's going to take 7 years to get all this crap cleaned up properly and ready for the big flash. I believe the big flash is coming in 2030. I prophesy that it will. And I pray that you not fear, love everybody, not seek revenge, don't gossip, don't carry on all kinds of stupid things. When you mess up, get right back on it, okay? But the timeline we're on now is one of ascension. And anyone who's on this planet who has darkness will be removed from it. Or we're moving to, no, I'm going to say this. This earth is being converted to an ascension. Gaia has decided to ascend because of the desires of those she serves. Gaia is earth, okay? So that's the way it's going to run for the next 7 years. It's going to be, we're going to have some confusion. We're going to have some fear thrown at us. but the light's winning. Yep. The percentage of 1% we're over the line of darkness no longer they cannot rule over us anymore unless we give them power. And I don't give them power, not in government. And it's important you say what you want. I want governments to be clean and all corruption to be exposed, the darkness to be removed. That's my words, and I believe in them. And when you believe in them, just takes one. But we got 1% of the population of the world wanting light, peace. All it takes is 1%. Actually, 1/2 of 1%. But anyway, that's where we're at, and it's going to be great. I pray God bless you live, and I pray you stay focused on happiness and joy. Laugh a lot. Oh my gosh, that's why you see me laughing every day. Well, every time I do a video, I'm full of joy. I'm feeling good. I have my frustration moments. Yeah, I have moments I get frustrated. Simple thing, but I vent that out and get right back on it, and that's how you do it. All right. God bless you. I love you, and I know that God loves you. He's in you. Awaken that energy within you, the energy that has God potential. Okay? Have a great day.